Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fight it together and defeat people like what I'm about to show you right here. Now, of course, everything is linked in the description box below for this video because it is that crazy. I actually have to show you the sources. Do you guys happen to recall that whole movement last week in Colorado where a group called Here for the Kids was all about getting white women and their white privilege to get out there and get gun control and ban all guns and make sure there's an executive order and then a gun buyback program? Oh, do I have an update that you are about to love. Like I said, everything is linked. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We need as many of you as possible to get in here to spread the freedom of which we do twice a day with us, and we would love to have you for the ride, and thank you so much for that consideration. All right, my brothers and sisters, we got some talking. We got some talking to do, because this right here, it speaks for itself. Because like I said in the introduction, we're talking about a group that leveraged white privilege to finally get gun control done in Colorado through sit-ins. Well, let me show you how that worked out. This is going to, I don't know what it's going to make you do. Cry, laugh, to stop from crying? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Here for the Kids leaders disappointed following low turnout at Colorado Capitol gun protest. Oh, shucks. No protesters appeared to have shown up on Thursday. Meanwhile, California's governor proposed a 28th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution dealing with guns. How is that for a headline combo? Let me show you this, because this right here is what I call karma. So here's one picture. This is the 25,000 people that they expected, right? Yeah. Turns out belittling people and telling people that using their white privilege and their white bodies to use that privilege to get gun control passed unconstitutionally is a bit of an ask. There's another one. And my personal favorite in this clip, Llama Llama No More Trauma. That's a t-shirt waiting to happen. But let me show you what's going on here, because this is incredibly important from the group that brought you this headline we covered last week. Hundreds of white women gather at Colorado Capitol after plea from women of color to use their privilege to demand action on gun violence. Like I said, it is linked. This is a CNN article. And here's my favorite quote from that article as I show you how this turned out. Quote, "So, it appealed to me very much that this was actually a time where we are asking black folks and other marginalized and vulnerable communities to sit this one out and allow the white women and their privileged bodies, their privilege, and their power to show up. It's time for them to show up," Strawn said. Now, that's one of the founders of the group. Well, now let's go to now. Let me show you how this worked out. Leaders of a national advocacy group that hoped 25,000 people would come to a sit-in in the Colorado Capitol this week to protest gun violence and demand a gun ban said they were disappointed that more people didn't show up. Shocker. But they're still confident in the message behind their movement. Keep in mind, that message is, hey, white people, it's your turn. Confident, really aspiring. Let me show you this, because this right here sums it all up. Here for the Kids organizers said participants would remain on the Capitol grounds for at least 4 days or until Governor Jared Polis answered their demands by signing an executive order banning guns and creating a statewide buyback program. Polis didn't sign the order and few protesters showed up after Monday, but Thursday afternoon there was no one demonstrating out of the Capitol. So a 4-day sit-in with 25,000 expected turned out to be hundreds of people, didn't last past Monday, and showed how honestly out of touch these people are. That was me being generous. But now, let me show you what their new agenda is. It's no longer about using white women and white privilege to get a gun ban in Colorado. It's upped its ante a little bit. Check this out. Rouse said this fall, Here for the Kids plans to organize another event similar to the Denver sit-in, but in another state. Quote, "We will base it on what we have learned this past week, what worked and what didn't work, and we will keep going until we get the Second Amendment repealed." Well, you doubled down on that, didn't you? Now, let's go back to what worked and what didn't work. Maybe, just maybe, belittling people and basically badgering them into showing up for your gun control by leveraging the fact that they're white, and I assume their white guilt for their white privileged bodies, didn't really seem to work out too well. And it's a little bit racist. Just saying. Now, I'm, of course, loving the fact that no one showed up, because this is extremely unconstitutional. This is kind of asinine. And honestly, I'm not upset to see it fail. But let me show you one more thing, because this is the spin they've put on it, because they've already upped the ante. Now let me show you what they're saying, because it's really just it's just a learning curve. We were all a bit disappointed. Here for the kids' co-founder, Sarah Rao, said Thursday evening, quote, "But we got several thousand extremely dedicated, lovely, joyful, peaceful women who are in this for the long haul. It would have been great to get 25,000 women to show up, but we've got a fantastic start and we're going to keep going. Our kids are worth more than one event and one action." Yeah. And this right here is why sometimes you just let the people who are your opponents just talk, because they talk themselves out of support. They literally had a failing rally, a failing sit-in. They leveraged racism through white privilege and white women's bodies to get gun control banned, even though it has nothing to do with race whatsoever. It's an executive action that they were asking for from the governor of Colorado, and it failed miserably because come on, that's kind of a bit too far, just a smidgen. But you guys can now sleep peacefully on this amazing Saturday night, knowing that the Colorado sit-in that was supposed to last 4 days with 25,000 people lasted 1 day, no more, and had a couple hundred show up. But they will be back, because now here comes the Second Amendment ban, abolishing, repealing. It's done. Yeah. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.